I don't know the McDonald CEO off the top of my head, but I know a lot of people that don't even go to Red Lobster know the Red Lobster CEO because he's made sure he's out there and seen.
Folks are looking for the things that will provide some kind of joy, provide some kind of happiness. I think AMC could be doing more to try and bring families. Parents would love to be able to like bring their kids somewhere without having to spend $100+.
Restaurants, especially in the restaurant industry, some has not realized is like people are not going out, not because maybe your food's not good, maybe not even because your service is not good. It's because we're talking biscuits. And if you know we're talking about biscuits, we're talking about Red Lobster.
Cheddar Bay, baby.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what's crazy? I actually have a box of the Cheddar Bay biscuit mix in my pantry right now.
It's golden.
They're great.
They're great. But yeah, have you heard the news about like what's going on with Red Lobster, their new CEO? What do you know about it?
I read a little bit, but I don't know much. But it's cool that, you know, they're under new leadership. It seems like they're trying to move and bring people back in with the $5 happy hour, which everyone loves the $5 happy hour.
Everyone loves. You can't get away from a happy hour.
And like, even if you miss it by a little bit, you're like, I might as well stay.
Red Lobster seems like one of those spots that you can say, I got 5 on it.
Yeah. You know what it reminds me of? Quick aside, we will talk about Red Lobster, but speaking of like these happy hour brands, remember the dollar margaritas at Applebee's?
Oh my God.
I miss that. I'll be honest, if they brought back, I'd be there.
But let's talk about that because right now we're talking about a price point, and I think what restaurants, especially in the restaurant industry, some has not realized is like people are not going out, not because maybe your food's not good, maybe not even because your service is not good. It's because the economy is tough. I don't have money. You're now giving me margaritas for the $1 one day or a happy hour this. They're now $13, $14. I can't do that. I can't take my family out.
Part of that is like, if I go to a nice cocktail bar and they charge $15 for a margarita, I'm like, this makes sense. I'm seeing them make it, they're shaking it up, it's a special bar, nowhere else. You know, with a chain brand like Applebee's, Red Lobster, McDonald's, price becomes a factor, you know? McDonald's now, like a full meal is like gonna run you $20.
It's wild. It's wild how expensive McDonald's
you know what I mean?
is.
And I don't know if it was Chili's or Applebee's that said, hey, for $20, we'll give you an appetizer, a main, and a dessert.
It's Chili's.
Chili's.
I love
And that's
Chili's.
brilliant. Because now, you know, your fast food used to be the cheap dinner for everybody. Everyone's happy. Move on. You get in 5 minutes, you pay $5, you're eating. Now that price point's up, I think value is the brand restaurant commodity that people are chasing.
Especially like what happened to the dollar menu? There's no dollar menus anywhere. There's like this.
The dollar menu is everything that's like $1.50.
Yeah, but it's like a mix and match. It's like you can get this for $1, but this is what it costs you. The first things will cost you $4. So it's like, okay,
yeah,
that's not what really was dollar menu was.
So we're talking about this like this. How do we think Red Lobster has realized that?
I think Red Lobster with the new CEO realized first is talk to the people. He was on socials, he was on X, he was on Threads, he was on Instagram, and just hearing the opinions about people, you know. Also, he was smart. Endless shrimp was a bad idea.
I could have told you that. Your boy can eat some shrimp. I'm putting it down.
I think he simplified it, heard the people, and then actually initiated. Sometimes a lot of CEOs do the first part. They actually listen. Let me not say it. They hear. Because listening means actually doing also of the customers. And the customers were saying like, what happened to the $5 menu and different things. And also, I think for him, he's likable. He's connected. You don't really talk to I can tell you right now, I don't know the McDonald CEO off the top of my head. I don't know the Chili CEO, but I know a lot of people that don't even go to Red Lobster know the Red Lobster CEO because he's made sure he's out there and seen. And I think that community, that connection is what people are looking for.
Yeah. So would you say that a CEO then has to be kind of young and well known at this point?
I don't think they have to be young and well known. I do think they have to be accessible in some way. And that's different for different industries. But accessibility is something that a lot of people are looking for in all various ways of life.
Yeah. We want to know who's making decisions.
Yeah.
Why is this happening?
So let me say, I think it goes back to what we've talked about before, transparency.
Yeah.
And I think being very transparent, like, hey, we're doing bad and we heard you about, what you heard about us and we're making those changes. I think that is what's happening with Red Lobster.
I think also that we're at a moment of change, and now's the time to make a decision and either go back or like bring back retro menu items, change up the look and feel. Like now's the time to be different. I think pandemic effects are still lessening. I think there is a lot of fear in the market, of course, but folks are looking for the things that will provide some kind of joy, provide some kind of happiness, places to go that they can bring their families and have a moment maybe outside of the home together. So now is the time to transform and do that moment. I would even say, like, in some ways, like looking at movie theaters, like I think AMC could be doing more, honestly, to try and bring families to the theaters. Like,
lower the popcorn price. Lower the popcorn price. It is ridiculous.
it's crazy. If we're saying personal things we want, can you put the Junior Mints back in the freezer? I want cold Junior Mints.
You know what's crazy?
They used to do that. I went and I asked for it, and they were like, "We're not allowed to do it anymore." Why? Just let them do it. It's a box in the fridge. Give it to me.
You know what's crazy?
I want cold Junior Mints.
I 100% with you. And I don't eat popcorn, and I don't eat Junior Mints. But I am an ally to that because I think it's absurd. Why do they need to be outside?
Just make them cold. Just give me cold. I would also say they should publicize that Tuesday and Wednesday is 50% off.
Is that for everybody, or is that just...
It's just for some of their subscribers.
Okay,
I think they should make it everybody.
I think so too. Or at least bring back Tuesday. $5 Tuesdays, movie nights that we had back in the day should be brought back. But also, I think what AMC is, I think they lost their sauce. They did something very similar to a lot of brands and companies that are just like, do too much. I don't need a full menu like I'm going to a kitchen, like sliders and that. Keep it simple. The nachos, the popcorn. I don't need everything.
You love
Maybe
the nachos.
I love the nachos. And thank you. I will say this, AMC. I gave you a hard time on the popcorn, but you guys did listen to me about giving back the movie cheese. They tried to go with the little Tostito cheese. Horrible. So I'm happy you did that. I did see
like
that.
I've never tasted it.
Let me say, I did pull a Karen and I wrote in.
Wow, I love that. Here's the thing. I think more people should write in politely. I don't think that's a Karen.
I think you're correct. I didn't say anything bad, but I don't know if it was the most polite way. I wanted my cheese back.
But like, you didn't blame a worker. You didn't yell at a manager. You didn't like cause someone mental or physical harm, which is, to me, the epitome of like Karen behavior. But
I agree with that.
I've started doing that more, which is even like restaurants or bars I go to, I'll send written feedback privately just to be like, hey, I don't think this worked, or please bring back this. I think the thing we say a lot is like, people should listen to their customers, their voters, their consumers, whoever they're targeting. I think it also is, if you're a customer that wants something, you should speak up. Like, you need to go and like send an email, tell somebody, fill out a comment card. Those do get read. Those are important. So put it out into the world. And I'm saying, put Junior Mints back in the freezer, please. Thank you.
Lower the popcorn price. Lower the prices in period.
Okay, so outside AMC, Red Lobster is going through a transformative change that I think is going to help their brand moving forward. Is this a time for both of these, though, are like food, restaurant, event related, people go there for to do things, right? Do we see that also applying to similar products, so like Barnes & Noble or Starbucks or these coffee shops? Are there other like verticals that are similar in nature? Are there changes that should be made there?
So I'm going to talk about Barnes & Noble. No changes should be made to Barnes & Noble. I think Barnes & Noble is perfect. Go there, read, have a little Starbucks that's connected. That's it. I don't want no phones. I don't want anything. Barnes & Noble, you're doing amazing. Just want to put that out there because I love Barnes & Noble.
Okay.
But to dive into like different coffee shops, I think we've seen this with different coffee shops are bringing like now DJs in the morning to have, lattes or certain like coffee spots. But if you're talking about like big industry Starbucks ones, we have seen it. We have seen that they're like now going back to every name needs to be written. They've taken down their menu so it's not too many different items, and which I think is smart because it was becoming too much. I'm not a coffee drinker, but me sitting behind just trying to get my vanilla frappe and hearing somebody order 3 different orders for their coworkers that take 10 minutes, let's simplify this. So I think that is.
Okay, I have a tough questions that we might not have an answer to. How does a recession and kind of people's affordability as we enter, a tough time for jobs in the marketplace in general, how does that affect the expected spending of families?
Tremendously. I mean, families are not going to go out. I remember back in '08 when, you know, the housing market crashed and the recession, like my family is a family of 4, so we weren't going out and things were a lot cheaper. Back then. Inflation has bloomed. And also, like, we going back to the movies, if you're taking out a family of 4, that's easily over $100. And when you're really not even getting anything from the snacks, that's just your tickets almost, you know? So like, it's going to slow down. The companies are going to have to come up with, like we said, the $5 Tuesdays, or buy one, get one free, or happy hours, or, you know, different ways to reel people in. But I think also there needs to be advertisements specifically to families.
I would say that this is an opportunity also for local mom and pops to really be out there and like talk about convenience, talk about community, talk about building a space for families and locals to be at. I think this is their opportunity to try and like go back against big brands, especially if you have spaces where kids can be at. Parents would love to be able to like bring their kids somewhere without having to spend $100+ dollars.
And the great place in Oakland is Prescott Market.
Yeah.